Aloha everyone, I'm Margaret McSweeney, host of Kitchen Chat, and thank you for joining me here in beautiful Kauai, where as we explore the flavors of the world, we're going to be introduced to the noni fruit by the wonderful, fabulous Steve, who's created a great product. Steve, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So could you tell us a little bit about the
Sure.
noni and
Well,
the tree?
noni has a very long historical use. They ate it as raw food. There's medical research. There's over 165 compounds in a solid form in the pulp of the fruit. In about 2 to 3 days, it gets soft like a tomato. They would eat it like a ripe tomato. Very, very beneficial. Just very broad-based because it has so many compounds in the pulp. It's antibacterial, antifungal. It addresses inflammation. It addresses high blood pressure, diabetes. Gives you energy. So it does a lot of different things if you don't destroy inherently what's in the pulp.
Right, and it was so fascinating. Listeners, he was telling me earlier that the Polynesians, the early Polynesians brought this fruit to Hawaii.
Yeah, it was called, the ethnobotanist at the University of Hawaii called one of the canoe plants. When the early Polynesians left the Marquesas south of the equator, came north looking for new islands to inhabit. They brought 27 plants that they valued in their culture, so when they landed, they could start a new culture. This they brought medicinally. In times of famine, they ate it as a raw food, but normally they ate it every day as a natural preventative to keep them from getting sick.
Wow, nature's medicine cabinet here. And I can't wait for you to share with the listeners, and it's been wonderful. If you're ever in Kauai, come on this incredible tour. I'm here on his farm, his noni farm, and you get to sample and see the raw food actually that you've been able to produce.
The unique thing about noni, the problem is it's very perishable. You won't see it even in produce markets here on Hawaii Island because it naturally rots and ferments very quickly. You can freeze it, it ferments. And so we developed a process where we dry it below 115 degrees Fahrenheit. It's raw food. It takes us 60 hours to dehydrate it, 14:1 concentration, pure raw noni pulp that comes in these packages. Opens up into a big sheet, but it's as close to the raw fruit as you can get. 2-year shelf life, not refrigerated. No additives, no preservatives, because it's just pure raw noni pulp. Very, very good for you internally.
And it's interesting too, and I'll post this online, listeners. There's a Noni Tea that you can make where, you know, because quite honestly, I did sample one of the little
squares.
And they call it the stinky fruit, is it? Or
when this gets soft and ripe, it has about a 6 to 8 hour shelf life, then it starts to ferment. And it goes from a blue cheese to a rotten, dirty socks, obnoxious smelling fruit. Okay? But the problem is that fermentation creates alcohol and formaldehyde. You'll see a lot of noni juices sold in Costco and health food stores. We don't do that because you really destroy the potency of the pulp by doing that. Compounds are a solid pulp. So that's why we make a fruit leather not fermented. So since we grow it, we're a 37-acre certified organic farm, and people are welcome to come for a free tour when they're here on island. But we show people how it grows and actually talk about what it can do for them. So it's raw food.
It's raw food. And in this like fruit leather, I kind of like to call it a fruit roll-up because it has that texture. You really can use it for different things. Either, you know, just eat it plain or make it into tea. Or you were saying that some people make a salad dressing.
We have raw food vegan restaurants use as a natural cheese substitute. It's vegan. So if you take the fruit leather and put it in water, it dissolves in tea. You can drink it. Tastes like blue cheese. They put it in olive oil. Let it dissolve, shake it up, pour it in a green leafy salad, gives you a cheesy flavor. You can take little 1/2-inch squares, put it in a green leafy salad. Tastes like blue cheese. We also have the same fruit leather in Juice Lands in Austin, Texas. They have 11 stores. They put our fruit leather 2-inch squares in super smoothies. It gives you energy.
Great idea.
Dissolves in cold water. So it's different ways of taking it, masking the flavor if you don't like it. I like just sucking on it.
And it was good, and it did have like a Stilton cheese taste. I think when I tried it, and it was interesting that way. But you also have a wonderful online presence. What is your website?
Our website is real, R-E-A-L hyphen or dash noni, N-O-N-I.com. real-noni.com. There's a ton of articles. There's about 12 pages of articles written in the past 12, 15 years on our products in national magazines, interviewing doctors, nurses, chiropractors, sports trainers, veterinarians, even for animals, using our products. And then they include a lot of published research. There's 165 compounds in a solid form in the pulp of the fruit. That's what makes it very broad-based. It's not a miracle, but it heals if you don't destroy what's in the pulp.
Yes, and the Polynesians purposely brought it.
Yes. There's actually pictorial references to Aborigines eating this fruit 40,000 years ago.
Wow.
There's chants in the Rig Vedas 10,000 years ago in Ayurvedic medicine, the Indian mulberry, which is Noni.
Amazing.
But we grow it. It's a wonderful tree. I used to grow apples and pears in California. Nothing messes with Noni. No bugs, no funguses. And it produces 12 months out of the year. Apples and pears once. But it just keeps producing. And you can see what's interesting, we had the University of Illinois was here. They're going to be using our fruit leather in research on spinal inflammation in women for the World Health Organization.
Wow.
Natural analgesic, anti-inflammatory. While they're here, I was pointing out that if you're familiar with apples and pears, it makes a flower, makes a fruit.
Sure.
Noni makes a fruit. The trees make a fruit, and flowers come out of the fruit after the fruit's made. Oh. Very unique in the plant kingdom. And so on this white mature fruit, all these brown spots had been flowers. 95 to 100 flowers per fruit. But you can see the little white flowers that come out of the fruit after the tree's made of fruit.
Oh,
they think that the bees, the pollen in the air are putting things in the fruit. That's why there's so many compounds.
Yes.
So they line up on the limb until they get like this. And this is an immature fruit. It's getting ready to probably produce one back down in here. Different stages. This is how we pick them, white like this. So you just simply twist it, it comes off.
Beautiful.
165 compounds. Now, we wash it, we hold it in open containers. In 2 to 3 days, it goes from a hard as a rock, to a soft tomato. And that's when we process it, before it ferments. So since we grow it, we have the ability to process it before it starts to destroy itself. So 60 hours to dry it. Not 8 to 10 hours like most fruit.
Amazing.
Very slowly. So
amazing. And then it goes into the fruit leather and the other topical products.
We have lotions. We've mixed this in water topically, eczema, psoriasis. A big one for us is flat out pain. There's compounds in the pulp, 75% effective as morphine for pain.
Wow.
We have 12 NCAA Division I colleges use it for sports medicine. It gets rid of pain. So if people have any kind of inflammation, carpal tunnel, rheumatoid arthritis, degenerative spinal arthritis, you put this, which is in a water base. It's called Noni lavender lotion or icy heat Noni lotion, menthol camphor. Put it on, pain goes away, 2 to 4 minutes. This is addressing what's causing symptoms. So a lot of people start with the lotions topically, but end up using this to get at what's causing symptoms.
Well,
okay.
Thank you so much for telling us all about the Noni fruit. Listeners, thank you for tuning in. Go pick up a Noni.
Happy Noni Day.
Happy Noni Day. And check out the website, Real Noni.
Yeah, real-noni.com.
Perfect. And always remember, dear viewers and listeners, take a moment and savor the day.